Good morning and welcome to Coffee Talk Tuesday. I recently wrote an article for Yahoo Parenting titled "My Husband Was the Perfect Father and It Almost Destroyed Our Marriage." And as luck would have it, Good Housekeeping saw the article and thought it was brilliant, so they decided to publish it yesterday, which for me was a dream come true. This whole truth thing has been amazing for me and very therapeutic. But in telling my story about my marriage, I was terrified to do it because so many people valued what Michael and I had on television, which is what Michael and I have in real life. But what people don't understand is we put so much work into our day-to-day life. It is an effort on both of our parts. But for 5 years, it wasn't always that way. When one person gives everything to something else, whether it be the man or the woman, my situation is unique. Usually when the babies come, it's the man who gets left out in the cold. The man who takes emotional scraps when they're thrown to them. The man who begs for intimacy and gets nothing in return. That was me. And people were so quick to embrace me, and I wonder if it's because I'm the woman. There are so many men who have written to me since that article was published that said, this is exactly what happened to me. And after 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it was, I cheated, or our marriage didn't last. Any home needs a strong foundation. The marriage is that foundation. If someone would have told me years ago that I would be a person talking about the importance of the strength of a marriage, I would have laughed. I was never the woman who needed to get married. I was an independent woman. I could have kids on my own if I wanted. I could do whatever I wanted. But because I made the decision to be married, I expected my partner, my husband, to uphold the promises that he made me. And seeing me, really seeing me, was one of those promises. And he stopped seeing me. All he saw was our children. There was nothing left for me. And for people who say that I'm selfish for expecting anything for myself when I'm so lucky to have a man who helps raise our children, to them I say, you don't get marriage at all. If the foundation breaks now, then what? All should be forgiven when my children go off to college? I should just say, the flower that was me died years ago, but here we are, children in college. It doesn't work that way. I have needs, and I will not allow anybody to shame me for wanting those needs to be met by the man who promised to meet them. I deserve that because I meet his needs. I show up every day, and it's harder for me to be married than it is for Michael. Monogamy and security comes a lot easier for his personality than it does for mine. So if I'm here every day showing up, he should show up too. If you're in a marriage and your spouse has been begging you to see them, begging you for intimacy, conversation, physical touch, and you're not extending it, if your marriage ends, you will have no one to blame but yourself. Because the truth is, you can only reject somebody so many times before they stop asking. And they'll go for a while just not asking, living in that space. And after a while, someone will come along and start to fill those needs. And nothing will have been done to you. They will have been in survival mode. That is what I explained to my husband the day that I asked him for a divorce. I was in survival mode. I had been rejected and neglected for so long that I knew if we didn't separate, things were going to get ugly. By the grace of God, truly, Michael and I have been able to fix our marriage. But it's because we both showed up to work on it every day. We still do. We love each other. But I never would have been able to fix this alone. And for those of you that are feeling rejected right now, you can't fix it alone. The foundation of a home, there's layers. You need your partner to show up every day. The men out there that are going, Jamie, I'm trying. Don't stop trying. But let her know you mean business. And the ladies, you don't have to feel shameful or guilty that you want to have sex. You don't have to feel shameful or guilty that you expect your husband to see you. His work, his friends, golf, your children, none of that should come before your marriage. And it is okay for you to say that. There should be no excuse why a husband and wife are not the main priority in the home. There just shouldn't. Because without that foundation, everything else will crumble. I know because I lived it. To those of you who have read the article, thank you so much. To those of you that are fighting for your marriage, don't stop fighting, but you gotta get the other person on board. I love you. Have a great day.